Congressman Mike Doyle. Richard Fitzgerald.
Yes.
And Mayor Luke Bensaw. I'm glad to be back in Pittsburgh. Are you ready to make Kathleen Gaines the first Democratic Attorney General in the history? I want to thank the people that are helping us, without whom we couldn't be making this campaign. Thank you, Rich Trumka and the FLCIO. The steel workers. Thank you, guys, on the MPW, and all the other working folks that are out there trying to help us reclaim America for the middle class and get poor people in an honorable way to work their way into it again.
I might. I'm going to call a guy behind me. I think she'll get tired.
Who's more likely to restore the middle class, give poor people a chance to work their way into it, to build a 21st century American economy with the good jobs of tomorrow,
come over here.
to reduce our debt, maintain our leadership in the world, and keep us moving forward together? I think it's the candidate that got off the campaign trail and went to work on Hurricane Sandy with Republicans. If you saw President Obama working with the Democratic governors of New York and Connecticut, the Republican governor of New Jersey, the independent mayor of New York City, who just endorsed it, by the way, you saw the guy that left the door open for the Republicans for 4 years, and they wouldn't walk through. But when you re-elect the president, tomorrow they will walk through that door. I want the candidate who's been a good commander-in-chief, who ended the war in Iraq, is bringing the troops home to Afghanistan, who fought who tries to build a world with more partners and fewer enemies, and who has a very good the candidate who got the endorsement of a self-described moderate Republican General Colin Powell. I want a candidate who, in the words of George W. Bush, has proven he's a good commander-in-chief. George who?
Fighter-in-chief.
Signed the Little Better Fair Pay Act. He knows that equal pay for equal work is not just a woman's issue.
Yes.
Every two-earner household has a man there who wants his wife to get equal pay for equal work because it's better for the kids. Any opponent who says he's a great decider, when he was asked in the second debate, well, would you have signed this bill? I mean, how hard is it? It's kind of law for 2 years. Yeah? There's going to be a lot of harder decisions than that waiting for the next president. What did he say? A lot of binders once. I want the candidate who decided to save the American automobile industry. Working together to save 1 million jobs, and now we have 250,000 more people working the automobile industry than they did today. Barack Obama signed that. Not his opponents who opposed the bailout of the automobile industry. You know, we got Marshall just posted a 5-year high in car sales. So in the face of a good decision, which Governor Romney opposed, what did he say? He said, well, who cares? Because the president is working with Jeep to move jobs to China. Now, I took a damn deal of that. I work for a American food factory back here. It's the fact that President Obama has gotten 500,000 more manufacturing jobs in this economy. We're growing them for the first time since the 1990s. It's a good thing. But that The Window Jeep factory, near where Governor Romney made this charge, actually was located when I was president. And I know the truth. They're adding $500 million, they're adding new lines, they're adding new employees. So when Jeep and Chrysler, and even General Motors said, and we're not talking about the labor union, we're talking about management. When they said, Governor Romney has not told the truth, what did he do? He bought an ad to put it on television. And when they reduced him again, he upped the ad buy.
Boo!
When I was a kid, if I got caught with my hand in a cookie jar, my shoulders down and took my hand out. This guy gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar, he thinks, what the heck, I got Carl and all the Koch brothers and all this secret money. He just digs down deeper in the cookie jar. You cannot afford to have a president who will deliberately misrepresent the truth to the working people of America to share them just to get a few votes. We're on the course of a real American comeback, and I want Barack Obama to be president. He took an American economy that was losing $800,000 a month, put a floor on it, stopped us from going into depression, began the long road back. In the last 33 months, since we've been growing jobs, the private sector has produced almost 5.5 million new jobs. In the 7 years, the 4 of them meltdown under the same trickle-down economics that Governor Romney is running on today. The economy produced, literally in 7 years, 2.5 million private sector jobs. So Obama's winning better than 2-1 against the alternative. Don't go for the alternative. Let's rebuild a strong, middle-class, innovation-driven, shared. We've got a better economic plan. Look at Pittsburgh. What did you have? You've got cooperation here. Cooperation between management and labor, cooperation between government and business, and foundations. You're building a whole new economy based on healthcare, nanotechnology, information technology, financial services, education. You're diversifying this economy by working together. That's what the president wants to do. He wants to invest in innovation and infrastructure and manufacturing. And he wants to educate our people to do those jobs. We got 120,000 jobs open for computer science graduates every year, and we're only producing 40,000 in America. He wants to close that gap. He wants to put another 100,000 science and math teachers in our schools. He wants to raise the standards. He's revolutionized the student loan reform program. On this alone, Barack Obama should be re-elected president. What happened in the last decade? We're still near the top of the world in the percentage of our young people going to college. We have dropped to 15th in the percentage of our young adults with degrees. And you all know why. Because the cost went up, the economy went flat, people became terrified of borrowing more money, they thought they could never repay it. So President Obama and Congress, thank you, Senator Casey. Thank you, Congressman Roy. They changed the student loan program. Students can borrow the money at a lower interest rate, and listen to this, pay it back starting next year if and only if you're reelected as a small, fixed percentage of their income for up to 20 years. Nobody ever has to drop out of college again because of the cost. You realize what this means? Somebody wants to be a teacher in a Ford school district in Pittsburgh, and they got a big debt. They can still do it for 4 or 5 years because their repayment will be determined by their salary, not the other way around. If one of those young doctors graduates with $200,000 in debt, the average in medical school, and wants to go to an inner city clinic and help poor people for 4 or 5 years, they can do it now. because their repayment will be determined by their job, not the other way around. What is that Romney want to do? He wants another round of tax cuts for high-income people. And he wants to spend money on insurers that even the AARP says don't need it. And he wants to cut everything else. He wants to cut all that investment in education. He wants to cut all that investment in new construction. He wants to totally eliminate, for example, the tax credit that has helped create 4,000 jobs in Pennsylvania because of the wind energy, which now powers 180,000 homes in this state. Because you got to pay for another tax cut. And, unbelievably enough, he wants to repeal the student loan system of bank subsidies, which cost $50 billion more, which means we can't guarantee raising the Pell Grant for North and Cut down. We can't guarantee preserving the tax credits for middle-class families, and the cost of college will go up, and the burden of repaying the loans will be harder. So, we will continue to drop in the rankings of college graduates. It is a disaster for our economy. Say no to trickle-down economics. Say yes to President Obama. Because we need this health care bill for health care and economic reasons. Because the requirement that insurance companies spend 80-85% of your insurance premiums on your health care, we got $1 billion plus in refunds this year. Over 575,000 Pennsylvania families got refunds on their health insurance. That's the last time that happened. 3 million young people, 25 to 19, are on their parents' policies. Next year, if but only if the president is re-elected, 30 million people will be able to afford health insurance for the first time. A lot of them were pre-existing conditions. And a lot of women, for the first time, will be able to take advantage of a law that says you cannot charge a woman more than you charge a man. This is a huge economic issue. You want wages to go up again? You sick of years of flat wages? 2 weeks ago, there was a big front-page headline in USA Today that said, health care reform is spurring innovative efforts to control costs, and it's a good thing because rising health care premiums, which went up at 3 times the rate of inflation, are a big reason that nobody got a pay increase in the last decade. If you want a pay increase, you better vote for Barack Obama. Why do you want to repeal what? Let the insurance pricing go back to the way it was. Let the premiums explode. Make it harder for people to get pay raises. Take 8 years off the life for the Medicare trust fund. And cut Medicaid by 1/3 over a decade. Now, every person, not just Democrats, every American should be appalled by this. The idea of cutting Medicaid by 1/3 to give high-income people like me and Governor Romney and President Obama another tax cut. Why? Because Medicaid funds health insurance for lower-income children, most of them in working families. Their parents can go to work and be productive every day because they don't have to worry themselves sick if their kids will not be able to see a doctor or something happens to them. Because Medicaid funds nursing home care for seniors on Medicare that has spent their life savings and don't have any other place to turn. Who's going to decide in Pennsylvania whether Aunt Mary or Aunt Maud gets kicked out of the nursing home if the Romney plan passes to pay for another tax cut? And finally, Medicaid funds health insurance for families, many of them with solid middle-class income, who have children with disabilities, children with autistic conditions, children with cerebral palsy, children with developmental disabilities. Do you think it is right to cut their health care and If you don't, you better vote for Barack Obama for president.
Yes, he can. It's not worth it.
I know you're disappointed about this. I know. And if you elect me, people will be so happy, we're going to get 12 million in jobs. Pay no attention to the fact that I'm going to do exactly what got us in trouble in the first place. Rather around tax cuts for high-income people, weaken the financial regulations that have given us the best capitalized bank in 20 years now. Thank you, President Obama. And forget about all that. Just vote for me. I think well, Governor, you're going to cut taxes $5 trillion more, and you're going to spend $2.5 trillion more than President Obama already wants to in the next decade. How are you going to pay for that? See me about that after the election. Okay, if I see you and you figure out what to do with this $7.5 trillion hole you just dug, after telling us the debt was terrible, you still haven't paid one red cent down on the deficit. You're not going to do it. Obama's got a plan to reduce the debt by $4 trillion, and it's based on arithmetic. $2 in spending, $1 in new revenues to be paid for by those of us that got the benefit of the tax cuts and the economic growth of the Bush years. We're about the only people who did. Where else are you going to get the money? It's nothing but fair. We ought to go forward together. How are you going to do that? Tell me about that. You just don't understand. I knew people will be so happy when I won. The American economy will produce 12 million new jobs before that happens. Now I'm sure it's just a coincidence. And I'm sure the governor just forgot to tell us. I'm sure he actually got infected with that public health threat that President Obama talked about, that virus called Lamnesia. But here's the problem with that 12 million jobs problem. A respected independent business forecasting, Moody's Analytics, says that in the next 4 years, we're going to get 12 million jobs because of what has already been done under President Obama. I don't know about you. I'd rather have the guy who got us back from the brink of depression, has led us into the future, has got us on the move, has got a better economic plan, a better education plan, a better health care plan, a plan that will produce millions and millions of jobs in a 21st century prosperity, leading the way into the future. He's got the better argument, and tomorrow, if you vote your hopes and not your fear, if you vote for unity and not division, if you think we can all go together, you will realize Barack Obama